afternoon and welcome everyone to the webinar. My name is Danny and this is the Uncensored live Q&A session or trading talk. So the first part will be, like I said, with the previous questions that our team has prepared. We have some questions here. We're gonna go through that. Then we have the dynamic questions, which are questions that you guys can ask along the webinar. In here, I'll paste all the questions that you'll be asking live. Of course, this is a live webinar, right, as it's mentioned here. This segment is a bit more informative. I'm just sharing with you here links to save you the trouble to find it by yourselves on the website. And that bit over here can assist us with basic understanding how analysis works. I have a feeling that we're going to cover that. We usually cover that through the questions, but perhaps if we're not going to do that, so I'll use this slide to explain about analysis. All right. Regardless, any capital markets and trading information disclosed in this webinar is provided for informative purposes only and should not be constructed or applied as an investment advice, recommendation, or a suggestion. Okay. Now, to begin with, before we begin about the webinar, I just wanted to say that the webinar is recorded. So even though it's live and you've missed a part or there is something you would like to recap in your own time or in your own pace, perhaps, you can go to our YouTube channel and in our YouTube to find a library with a lot of videos and to find this video as well, and you can just rewatch it in your own pace. Therefore, this unique concept, what it allows you to do is just ask whatever question you ever had about trading, and I'll do my best to provide you with the answers. Okay, any questions related to trading, feel free to just use the question section and ask, and I will paste it, like I said, down here. All right, so the first question we have is, can I get signals from AvaTrade? Okay, the second question is how to improve risk money management. Okay, how can I receive dedicated personal assistance with AvaTrade? Can I receive dedicated personal? Okay, all right. How can I know how much money needed to open a position? Okay, very nice, very nice. So we're gonna take all these questions. We're gonna answer them one by one. To begin with, the signal question. How can I get signals? But first, let's get ourselves a nice notepad to place the question, to place the answers, and then we can go ahead. Okay. All right. Now, the signal section can be found right here. To be honest, this is one of the easiest concepts to use signals that I ever saw in my life. I'll explain to you why. I just want to show you how easy it is to do this. Okay. So I'm clicking here once. I will elaborate more about how it works, but I'm just showing how simple it is to use it, right? So we clicked here once, we are in here. Let's click again. This is the second time, so let's click on Bitcoin. And the third time we'll actually prepare the position to launch. So we had first time getting into the signal section, second click was to pick the signal, and the third one I'm already ready to execute. Now this is a very basic way to use the signals. Of course, that's not the way that I'm going to explain to you now. I'm going to be from the beginning. I'm going to show you the signal section, and I'm also going to show you another way to use the signals. Okay, let's fold it down. So if you're at this screen, this is obviously not the natural screen. This is the signal screen. So it's limited, and what we have here at the top is entirely different. Now, if I'm at any other window on this interface, and I wish to go back to the original interface, which shows me the basic interface, all I have to do is just to click here on AvaTrade. Okay, and I'm right here. You see, I have the full toolbar. Okay, another way to do this is simply to click in here where it says trade. Okay, we're gonna let it load. Okay, we are in the signal section, so I can just click here trade and I'm back. Or on AvaTrade, one of the two. And what I wanted to show you is, first of all, I can get the signals from here, no problem. But in here, if I click on the signal section and I want to search a particular asset, I have to go through the lists here, right? To go manually through the lists. And only then I'll find out if my signal has if my instrument has a signal. Okay, but let's suppose I don't want to go through all of that, right? I just want to pick my asset, which I'm the instrument that I'm used to trade, and I want to know from the outside if it has a signal or not. Okay, in a scenario that I don't want to go into the signal section. Okay, so how do I do that? Let's suppose I want to know if gold has a signal, but we already know that, right? But just for this example, let's suppose, you know what, let's take silver instead of gold. Let's put down silver, and notice that I'm not putting it here. It's important to understand, look, first of all, I would like to say that this website, this interface is on our website. I haven't downloaded anything, I haven't installed anything, it's just how things are. It's called a web trader. It's super easy to get into. You just log in with your email and password and you're here. What I wanted to say about the signals. So if I search something here, let's say silver, and I click, no signal, right? It's just, it opens the chart. What if I want to know if silver has a signal, and I don't want to go into the section and start searching manually? What I'm going to do is I'm going to click here on the two tiny arrows. There are two tiny arrows pointing on themselves. And if I click, they are opening up. And then the chart falls down. Now, what that allows me to do, you see this blue lightning icon here. And if I click it, it opens the signal. Okay, so this one I can know if my instrument has a signal without to go into the signal section. I'm just going to search it here, silver, and I'm going to click it. And now it's showing, okay, so silver doesn't have it. Okay, silver doesn't have a signal, gold has. Let's take another one as an example. Brent oil has, crude oil has, gasoline, and heat oil doesn't have, and natural gas has as well. Now, this is one way, although it has a disadvantage. And why? Because the signals are produced with a certain price. Let me show it to you from the outside, right? Just a signal. And go to the section. You see, the signal is based on a specific scenario. Okay, it has a certain price that currently, at the same moment, somebody produced that signal. Okay, let's say Dow Jones is an example. Okay, and it says here that the entry price 41,026 is when this signal was produced. It's not there anymore. I hope you guys can see, right? It's not there anymore. And the advantage using the signal section is to also see when it was produced. Now, naturally, if I'm taking a bun that just came out of the oven, it will be as fresh as it can get. What if I'll hold the same bun 4 hours or 5 hours later? Will it be the same? Absolutely not. Maybe for some people, right? But I hope my metaphor makes sense. So this signals was baked. I don't want to use the word baked. It was produced by the Trading Central. Okay, Trading Central, and they were produced in a certain time on a certain price, which is the price presented here, right? Now, this is a great example to show you a signal that is no longer valid. Okay, because time has passed and the scenario described in here, well, has already passed since the market is moving, right? The market doesn't stop. And while it's moving, if somebody analyzed something around here and there was a scenario that it will go up to the certain level that we are at right now, this signal was no longer valuable. Okay, and that's what happens with the signal outside to show us that even if I click on it, the dollar index, if I click here on view signal, it's going to write to me, then the market has already reached a key level. Okay, and if I'll try and I'll use the signal, it's just not gonna let me. It's not gonna let me. If I'm taking a valid signal like this, okay, and then I expand the chart, and we see all kind of nice things here. Key level, okay, we went through that. We have support and resistance. We have a pivot to acknowledge. We have a buy scenario. We have a sell scenario. It's also elaborated right here, and it's showing us what was the signal last level. And according to that, I can decide a buy or a sell. Now you saw that when I clicked on the dollar index, it didn't place any take profit and stop loss, right? Why it didn't place take profit and stop loss? Because the level has already passed. Okay, super simple. We're gonna recap that just before we carry on. Anybody has any questions regarding that bit that I've explained just now? Excellent, excellent. So let's carry on. What do you recommend, Cliff? You know that I can't tell you that. If you've been in the previous webinar, I'm never going to tell you anything, any recommendation what to trade. You have a whole list here. You can go through the list and you can just explore endlessly, right? But we're not recommending people what to trade. This is a great way to get some nice, on a nutshell, just some nice technical analysis right here. You saw how easy that is. I mean, guys, just look how easy. I'm just clicking buy or sell and I can already use the signal. Okay. All right. I think that will suffice for now. I'm just gonna quickly, can I get signals? The answer is absolutely yes. Signals can be used by clicking on the blue lightning icon or through the signals section. Okay, the signal providing with support and resistance levels and automatic take profit and stop loss. Oh, I almost forgot that. Well, this is not really a webinar for beginners, but I'm still going to cover what take profit and stop loss are doing anyway, because I want you guys to understand how the signal work, right? Just a second, we're going to make it a little smaller, and that's fine. Great. Yeah, what I wanted to show you guys is let's just quickly take one of the signals. It doesn't really make a lot of difference. Let's suppose euro pound. Okay, we're gonna extend it. And let's suppose right now take profit and stop loss. Okay, we went through the signals, but I want you to understand what take profit and stop loss are doing. So if I click here on the take profit, just for your information, take profit closes the position automatically with a profit when reaching the level that I've marked. Stop loss does the other way around. Stop loss closes the position with a loss. Now, take profit closes it automatically with a profit. Stop loss automatically closes it with a loss. Perfect. How does that help me in any way? Because let's suppose that I want to increase that by 100 pips, okay, as an example. Yeah, let's go for, sorry. And that one we're going to decrease 100 pips. Okay, for people that don't know, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is my pip. This is my 10 pip. Therefore, 100 pips is right here. Okay. Now, oh, sorry. Let's increase. We are with a buy. Yes, so we must decrease. Okay. And now I see that let's flatten the numbers just a little bit. Just a little bit, guys. Now, when we are looking at, oh, sorry, that's the one that I wanted to change. Now, let's just click it again and quickly reduce this by 100, and that one let's increase to here. Okay, I wanted to get as close as I can to 100, but never mind, that does the same thing. So how does that work? If it gets to the level that I've marked, it's going to close it with a profit. If it reaches the level at the bottom that I marked, it's going to close it automatically with a loss. Okay, super simple. And the way that it helps understanding that with a signal is because the signal is providing you those things automatically. And it lets you enjoy pending orders that doesn't require you to spend a minute on the computer after you've placed it. There is a question here from Wilfred. How do I activate and use the AutoTrader on MT4? But it depends which one, sir. I don't know which AutoTrader you're referring to. If you can explain, that would be great. Let me paste your question down. Paste it down here. Oh, sorry. All righto. Okay. Second question is how to improve risk money management. So common. Okay, let's paste it down here. How to improve. So first of all, let's understand quickly what is risk money management. Risk money management. Okay, basically how to manage my risk. Okay, in other words, potentially how to manage my potential losses, how to know what is my exposure, if I'm at the right ratio, and so on and so on. So let's go with commodities, and let's go with silver. I think looked pretty good, right? Let's look at silver again. Silver is not bad. Actually, it's not bad. Let's play with that. We'll see what we can get. So just a second, guys. I'm gonna do some preparations. Okay. Yeah. Now, how can I improve my risk money management? Just a second. First of all, I must know in my positions how much I can potentially lose. And this way, I can know how many positions approximately I'm planning to take and where I'm standing with with my risk management proportions. So in my risk money management, let's suppose that I'm going for 5% exposure factor. Okay. And I want to take a position with silver. Let's suppose that this time I'm going to go with 0.5. Well, I can't even have that. My account is too small. Sorry. Let's go 0.05. Which is 500. Let's increase that by, let's say, $2. Just again, for the sake of the example. In here, we're going to do the same to simulate. So that means 26. Okay. And now, let's flatten that. Now, let's keep it this way. So our stop loss is in, we are buying. That means that our stop loss needs to be at the bottom. Okay, and the take profit, which is irrelevant, but just to have it, needs to be at the top. Now, if I'm looking at 1,000 and my balance is 10,000, but this is going to be very easy for, okay, never mind. So that means that this is 1,000, okay, balance equal, sorry, balance 10,000, okay, now price, let's write it here at the top, now price for silver, not using silver, okay, the now price is 28,909. Stop loss designed to be at 26,749. Okay, which can potentially lead to a loss of 10,000 and sorry, 1,080. Okay, that's no problem, but I really want it to be as flat as we can, right? So let's try, and even though it's going to keep on bouncing, but never mind, never mind. We flatten it this way, and that's completely fine. Right, so my potential loss, let's write it this way, potential loss, which is my exposure for this position, because I am exposed with potentially 10,000, 1,000 out of my 10,000. In other words, if silver goes down to that level, I can wipe out 1,000 out of my account. To know in comparison how much is 1,000 out of my 10,000, even though it's 10%, what I can do is I can simply divide. So we're going to go potential loss divide by balance equals X. Then X times 100 equals exposure factor. In other words, 1,000 divided by 10,000 is, let's do it with a calculator. Sorry, even though it's 0.1, but still. Okay, and naturally, if I multiply 0.1, and there is a question here from Carlo. Carlo, we are based in Dublin. Okay, we are based in Dublin. You can check all the addresses if you want in the website for your convenience. I hope that it helps. Yeah, as I was about to say, if I multiply 0.1 times 100, that makes it 10. Okay, and then I know that my exposure factor here is 10% exposure. However, because my exposure is actually 5, I need to adjust the stop loss to make sense to my exposure factor. Anybody has any idea how can I minimize my stop? Sorry, I nearly gave you the answer. How can I minimize the exposure factor from 10% to 5%? Anybody has any idea? Another question from Carlo. Absolutely. Absolutely. I'll paste your question down, even though it takes exactly a minute to show you, but no problem. We'll get to that in a minute. Let's just, yes. Okay, where was I with the calculations? Okay, so as I was explaining, now we are at 10%. We gotta make it 5%. This is super, super simple. How is that simple? Because I'm just looking at the difference between the opening price to the stop loss, which is $2. $2 difference per unit. And I'm just gonna slice it by half. Okay, half of that will be $1, and then if I increase the 26 to 27, magically the exposure became from 1,500. Even though this is really the simplest way to know your exposure, and this is really the beginning of risk money management, it can get much more complicated than that. But I would like to give you a tip regarding that. If my 5% is the exposure factor for the account, okay, and I have adjusted it to be this way, let's suppose now it's 27, and instead of $2, we only have $1 difference. Potential loss, therefore, is 500. How many stocks? Well, many stocks. I'm going to show it to you, Carlo. If you can just bear with me for a few minutes until we are done with those questions, I'm happy to show it to you. Just let me finish that bit. Yeah, and since we moved it, that became 5% instead of 10. Let's change it as well. Yeah, let's change it as well. That naturally becomes 500. Then this becomes 0.05. And then it becomes, sorry, I don't think that I did the right thing. Let's use a calculator. Okay, yeah, and that times mean 5%. Yeah, great. Okay, all right. Now, what I wanted to tell you is you're doing risk money management. You want to have a good control about your money. You don't want to wipe out the account accidentally and so on and so on. And you've modified from 10% to 5%, and that's amazing. However, if I want to maintain my account under 5%, or let's say at 5%, if I do this and I modify this position to potentially lose $500 as compared to my 10,000, what I'm actually doing is limiting myself to this only position. Why? Because I'm already at 5%. And if I'm going to add another position, what? Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, Carlo. Go ahead and try. Okay. As I was explaining, if I do this, I won't be able to take any more positions because I'm already with 5% exposed in this position. Therefore, if I wish to maintain this 5%, I need to modify this position to be less. And then I can take another position and modify them both combined to get me to 5%, no more. Okay, I hope that it makes sense. Quickly recap. In here, I can potentially simulate how much I can lose. And if I see here that it's already 5% and I want 5% for my whole account, this is the only position I'm going to take. So I can modify that for less, and then I can add more position and still maintain 5%. All right. Okay. Quite easy. How to improve. Okay. So risk money management helps controlling the loss and exposure on the account and can be easily measured with stop loss simulating on our website. Okay, which presents the potential loss. All right, now the third question. Okay, no problem. So this is super simple. I'm not going to delay too much on that. I'm just going to put down senior account manager can provide dedicated personal assistance in regards. That feels weird to use the bold. Let's turn that off. Oh, there we go. Much lighter for the eyes. Did you get personal assistance in regards to trading? Oh, sorry, trading. Okay, why is it complaining? Okay, no, it doesn't like that either. Oh well, assistance regarding trading, such as trading plan, strategy, including risk money management. Oh, I don't have any space here. Okay, risk money management. And maybe even ratio configuration. Okay. All right. Great. Just great. Okay, so the last question is, how can I know how much money needed to open a position? This is again super simple. Just gonna quickly put it here. Then we have the price. Let's stay with silver. Silver now at 28,900, as we said. price per unit, and then we have units. How many do we have? 500, let's say. So we can go price per unit times amount of units equals value, and then we can go value divided by leverage equals the margin impact, okay, which is the necessary amount to open the position. Now this is more for MT4 and MT5 users, because whoever used the WebTrader already have it here, and it already have a margin impact as well. So if you're using the WebTrader, you already have it. If you don't, you have to follow the equation here, which means 28,900 times 500, which is basically the equation written here. And as we can see, okay, it's already written right here. And if I'll divide that number, oh, sorry, let me put down the result. Okay, if I'll divide the value by the leverage, which is 1 to 10, and then I know that it's 1.4. Okay, super simple, and this is the actual amount that I need. Just a moment, guys. All right, so now let's go through the questions that we've received, right? Have we finished all of our questions? Oh, yes, we did. That's very good. Let's take that. Okay, quickly paste it down here. And well, I didn't expect it to be that easy, right? But still, I have a feeling that we can make it. Let's see how we can do it. This is, of course, just as an example, but still, I want you guys to be able to easily review this later on if you'll need it. So I want everything to be at the same place, but it doesn't seem like I can. Oh, well, it's very unfortunate. Never mind. At least we tried. Oh, maybe if I'll make it a little smaller. There we go. All right, guys. Well, I've tried, but you can just watch the webinar again, as I have explained. It's on YouTube. You can just rewatch it, and you will see this calculation. No, that just doesn't work. I don't have enough space to place it here, guys. Sorry. Let's try. Same. No. Became a mess. All right, never mind. How do I activate and use the AvaTrade? Well, who asked me this question? Let's see. Wilfred, right? So Wilfred, I must know which AvaTrade you're referring to. Which AvaTrade are you trying to implement, to activate? Sorry. And regarding the US stocks, okay, whoever asked me this question, who was it? Carlo. Okay, so Carlo, I want to show you how to find the US stocks in the platform. Okay, so all I'm going to do is just go to the default screen. And then I can quickly fold it down. And then I'm going to go down to where it says stocks. And in the stocks, we have USA. And you can find here all kind of nice things: Alibaba, Amazon, American Express, Apple, AT&T, Berkshire, and so on and so on. Blue chips company, ExxonMobil, okay, all kind of things. I don't know the exact amount of how many stocks we have. I saw the question, but you don't have an exact amount because we're modifying it all the time. but there are plenty, really plenty. You can scroll here and enjoy very, very nice lists of stocks. And okay. Now, the second thing that I wanted to show you guys, let's see if there are any more questions. Okay, the second thing that I wanted to show you here regarding the stocks. Okay, I've showed it yesterday on the other webinar. If I want to get some information about basically what is fluctuated, what is worth reading about, what is worth trading in general. So how can I have a better idea? One way is obviously to Google, okay, what's the best instrument to trade? It's one way, that's not a bad way. The other way that I can do it is, you see this globy icon here? See this ball here? If I point on it, if I click on it, nothing happens. Nothing happens, okay? If I point on it, it says discovery. If I go down to market buzz, let's let it happen just a second. Okay. And I have very nice ideas from what's happening here. Okay, we have Microsoft, Meta, Google, Amazon, Nvidia, Apple, Tesla. Let's suppose we're going to go with Microsoft. Oh, sorry, maybe I've done it a little too fast, right? So if I click on Microsoft, clicking on it, it's going to show me all kind of interesting things, right? Revenue increase, 41 billion, earning announcements, what else? News section, all kind of interesting things that I can just use to my analysis. I can scroll down, all kind of things here. Okay, I can also get information from the news section. Let's see, there is a question here at the trader on MT4. Please open MT4 to see it. But which auto trader are you referring to, Wilfred? Because I'm not aware of any auto trader that we have. Are you sure that you're using our facility, MT4 in our facility? Or it might be maybe something else. To copy someone. All right, there is a question here from Neil. How do I copy someone? Well, Neil, you have two main ways to copy somebody. One is on AvaSocial. I've spoken about it before. On AvaSocial, what happens is you download the app, you get access to lists. It looks very similar idea here. You can pick from those lists who you want to follow or copy. Okay, that's again, it's called AvaSocial. Okay, so you have follow or copy, like I said. Now, if you're copying someone, you're linking your account to his account, and then the positions will be flowing automatically. And if you're following someone, you will only receive the messages with the position that your trader is taking, if it makes sense. Copy someone, that means that practically I'm linking my account to somebody else's account, and the positions that he's taking will be executed automatically on my account as well. Of course, there is a way to modify the difference. If I'm following someone, let's suppose my account is not with 10,000, but with only 500 or 1,000, and I'm following someone that has, well, 10,000 or something like that. So it's very probable that he's going to take positions that I can't even afford. So what will happen in that case? I can modify the difference and I can choose to follow the trader, but to take, as an example, minimum lot size. Yeah. So this way I won't get burned or something like that. I have a way to modify this, but it's only on the app. So unfortunately, I don't have the ability to show it to you now. But the app is free. So download the app and enjoy your journey. Like I always say, I think the best way to learn, guys, is to try by yourself. So I'm giving you here the information, but at the end of the day, you'll have to apply it by yourself, right? Okay. Let's carry on. This we went through, that we went through. Okay. Now that bit here, right? That slide. Information privileges, information and webinar privileges. This is something I'm going to give you at the end of, actually, let me give it to you now, because we never get the chance to give it to you, to save it enough time before we finish the webinar. So now I'm going to be wiser and I'm going to send it to you as it is before even the previous bit. Now this Q&A benefit is going to give you a special promotion code for one-on-one premium market review to get it from your senior account manager. And honestly, I don't think that there is anything more useful than that, because you can speak with a trader who is trading as well, and he can give you a one-on-one premium market review and ask all the questions and do analysis, and that's just great. So use it. Give him the code. When you have an account manager, just give him the code. And what I wanted to send you here is, let's send it over to chat. That one, AvaTrade education, it's going to take you to a whole section with all kind of things, tutorials, guides, videos, all kind of things which you can enjoy for free. Login and deposit, it's if somebody is still on a demo and he wants to move forward and start practicing and make a deposit and get a senior account manager. So that is the link. The FAQ and the help center is for things that are a bit more formal, but still you can find decent information there. Real account is again the same as I said in here. If you wish to make a real account, not a demo account. The academy is also, I'm going to show you how to access this from the website, right? But still, I'm going to send you the link. Now, if I want to access the academy, I can do both. I can access the education section through here. You see education. If I click on the academy, it takes me here. And if I click on tutorials, it's going to open me a library with videos, which I can go through, and I can, let's scroll down a bit. Scroll down. You see, this is what I've explained about stop loss, limit orders. I click here. That's going to play for us. Okay, very nicely. And then I can go through the video and educate myself with various topics. Yeah, well, I don't want to go into depths with this because everybody's interested in something else. So you can just do it by yourself. There is here for more stocks, market fundamental. Here is a bit more technical things, right? Trading review, platform review, sorry. In here we have trading knowledge and so on and so on. All right, guys. Before we say goodbye, we do have another 10 minutes that you guys can take advantage of. Do we have any other questions different from the questions that we've received until now? Okay, so what way? So Neil, as I have explained, to get the senior account manager, you have to make a deposit and get moving with the account. And you can ask from the customer service to assign somebody on your profile in case it happens. Usually it happens automatically, but if it doesn't, just go to the chat and ask, hi, I would like to receive a senior account manager, and that should go smoothly. All right then. It's been a pleasure giving this webinar to you guys. I hope that you've learned at least one thing from this webinar today. Like I said, this is the Uncensored live Q&A. It will be it's recorded and will be uploaded to YouTube, to our channel later on. I hope you enjoyed. I wish you all a fruitful week and have a good day.